Hi Scorpio, this is Kay. You're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for dropping by to watch the video. Let's find out what it is that Archangel Michael Holy Spirit wants you to know today, Scorpio. Hope you're doing well. Did I say that already? Who knows? Let's see. We've got memories. Beautiful. I haven't seen this one yet. Memories. You see that? Memories. They're on the stairs. What are they? They're all these little characters up in the rafters where your memories are, right? In the rafters of your mind, of your brain. Yeah, okay, so I'll read that when the time comes, but let's get the rest of the cards out. Up in the rafters of the cottage, of the magic cottage. So Wild Hair will tell us about it. His name is Matlock, yes. Get to know this deck a lot better. Okay, so we got death. To move forward, develop a new perspective on the world. The past is behind you and the rest of your life is still ahead of you. So memories can, be, of course, they're memories of the past, right? That's what memories are, what memories hold. So sometimes we have to let go of things we remember because of the pain that those memories can jar in us, to expose us back up to that kind of pain by thinking something, remembering something. Or this could be about good memories. We'll find out. We have the Page of Cups. Clarification for death. Page of Cups. Okay. Death, major death and transformation is what death is about. So, to move forward, develop a new perspective on the world. The past is behind you and the rest of your life is still ahead of you. So, you're getting prepared to accept, to be open to offering your heart to someone else or someone to offer their heart to you, Scorpio. Okay, let's read this. Memories. Yeah, okay. Excuse me. If, like me, you find it hard to sometimes know what to do with things that you no longer need, then it's probably worth a candlelit trip up into the attic. Even better if heavy rain drums against the slate roof tiles. I used to live in a house where the attic kind of space was also the upper floor, and so it was really close to the roof. And the roof was a wooden slat roof. And when it rained there, which it rained often where I lived, it was so comforting to be able to lay on the bed in the room there and listen to the rain hit the roof. Pitter patter the roof. That was really, really very calming and peaceful and helped you go to sleep and all that sort of stuff. So I know what they're talking about here. Candlelit trip up into the attic, even better if heavy rain drums against the slate roof tiles. All rather atmospheric and, dare I say, magical. It's a place I don't often visit unless consigning something from the cottage that's seen better days to join other things. I've stored there over the years. Other things I've stored there over the years. And when I do, I always take a moment to have a root through, often joined by Noctola, a dark Twizzly who, like most of her breed, is far more affable, amenable, and crumlush than she first appears. Taking it upon herself to look after the many things in her attic space. That must be her. I'm not sure. I think this is hair coming up into the attic. And that might be Noctola, like nocturnal, Noctola. What have you got this time? She'll ask, inspecting whatever I have brought before finding a place and laying it down as carefully as a sleeping infant and muttering an indistinct chant under her breath that I've never been able to discern or decipher. And then, as my eyes adjust to the candlelit gloom, the memories will come. So many memories, forgotten moments in each and every time, some spectacular, some twizzly, some sad, and some completely unexpected, quite forgotten, but now made vivid once more. Noctola will sometimes point to a small sack she has patiently packed and sorted with long-forgotten things. You no longer need these, she'll say, and in the only time she ever leaves the attic, we'll make our way outside into Wand Wood as she carefully chooses a place in and amongst the waiting trees. Again, I have no idea or understanding what magic guides her, simply that she alone knows the perfect place for me to leave them. All these things that you no longer have a need for. Next, she asks me to close my hare's eyes and thank the memories one last time as she whispers a quiet incantation. When I open them, the sack is quite empty, and together we return to the cottage for a bottle leaf brew before she finally makes her way back up into the attic once again. I've never questioned either the process or the method, simply allowed Noctola the freedom to choose whatever she feels I no longer need. Very occasionally, I'll find her sitting on the attic hatch as I make my way up. Not today, Matlock, she'll say. The memories up there are for another day. Today is a day for making new ones, and she's always right, too. So, each new day is the chance to make magical new memories, to let go of those memories that don't serve you any, they only served you maybe to tick you off, but they don't serve you anymore if you don't want to be in that kind of energy anymore, Scorpio. You're trying to transform your life. To transform your life, you do it by transforming your thoughts, the way you're thinking, the way you're using your mind. It's about either being focused mostly on the past or trying to let the past go so that you can travel forward, baggageless. Okay, let's get a wild unknown character here. Oh geez, we got a lot. Holy moly. We got bat, gazelle, snake, and nightingale. Oh, I like how that came out. Okay, I'm not reading all these. Bat. Let's just get a real quick reference about them. I'm not reading them all. I'm just like, I'm reticent. I'm not reading them. That's too many. Okay, so the bat is about darkness, letting go, death, lending to rebirth. Oh my goodness, death, lending to rebirth, right? They're putting things to death here by pulling out some memories that Noctola believes Matlock does not need anymore, and take them out to the Wand Wood to magically let them just leave, empty, because the sack is empty when he opens his eyes. The bat, by darkness, right? Flies by darkness, accepts, adapts, and adjusts. Yeah. So this is darkness that you're letting go. You're lending death to this so that you can have a rebirth. And it says death lending to rebirth. Death and rebirth is what the death card is. It's bloody amazing how these cards just come out and they're synchronized with each other. This happens in every one of my readings. Yep, they do. Yep. They do. They just do. I think it's from the way I prepare my decks before I do the readings. Bringing Archangel Michael and Holy Spirit into it. So the gazelle is about heightened awareness and ability. Heightened awareness and ability, a vulnerability. When in balance, it's graceful, perceptive, and artistic. Yeah, so vulnerable. The gazelle is vulnerable, but it has a heightened awareness, it's keen on its environment, its surroundings, because it needs to, because it's vulnerable to prey, to predators. Now the snake, the sneaky snake. So you want to be quite aware of what it is your mind is doing so as not to be preyed upon. All right, that's the gazelle. So the snake is a guardian of unawakened magic and creative potential. So when in balance, you're prosperous, creative, and charismatic. I love this for you. Love this for you. So you let go of the darkness, let go of what you don't need anymore that's not serving you in any good way whatsoever. You just let it go, like the memories. And you become very aware of your environment. In other words, your mind. Like, how are you using your mind? And I always say, who's at the helm of your ship? Is it fear, the ego, steering your ship, or is it spirit, which is love, you know, and acceptance and adaptability and just all good things that spirit is. It's truth, it's wisdom, it's guidance, and so forth and so on. Then the snake comes along, and it is the guardian of the unawakened magic and creative potential. So it's going to be, I'm going to read this one. The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It is said that Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of our spine, the root chakra area, in the form of a coiled snake. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, interesting because it's a ring, rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within you. What would life look like if you woke it up? How can you stir it from slumber? Oh wow, an experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. Make haste. The snake card appears when there is no more time to waste. No more time to waste. You got a cup to either give or accept. Wow. And then the nightingale. Holy moly. I can't wait to read that one. Nightingale. Where are you? Yeah. All good things. Oh, I like the last card. Okay, so fearless voice. So you got the spirit at the helm of your ship now, that you have cast away, you know, let go of the fear that was driving your ship before. I do this because it's the wheel on the ship, right? Wheel on the ship. Fearless. It's a fearless voice, speech, communication, or song. So you do not hold back what it is you know to be true. In other words, you're not like proselytizing. You are, however you say that word, you're not proselytizing yourself. You are just, you know, you live your truth. Whatever you think and however you express yourself, it's you. It's your truth. It's you. Whether other people accept it or not, Scorpio, it's still you. It's your truth, and you're living fearlessly that way. Fearless voice, speech, communication, or a song. You're living your life the way you are meant to be living your life fearlessly, without the ego at the helm. The song of the nightingale is otherworldly. This simple brown bird, almost unnoticeable among the flashy plumage of other birds, transports its listener to the realm of poetry. Nightingale energy is with us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. This card indicates a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. Is there something you need to say? How long has it been since you sang? Turn it up, write it down, and let it out. Yeah, there's a new song that you want to be singing now because you've let go, or you're letting go, or you're being asked to let go of old things, memories, the past that has caused you, let's just say, caused you to feel less than happy, less than satisfied and content. Let all that go. You're transforming your life. Wow. I'm so happy for you. Wow. So in the snake and nightingale energy, for the most part, moving forward, but still being very, very aware of how you're using your head, your mind. We say head, but the mind is everywhere. Our head is in the mind, believe it or not. Our head is in the mind because everything's in the mind. The collective mind? Yes, it is the collective mind, which is otherwise known as the universe. So we got Ace of Drinks, which is the Ace of Cups, I do believe. We got the box here. Yep, cups. Ace of Cups. Wow, that's talking about hot chocolate here. Let us warm you up. Yeah, warm us up. Right? You're warming up to the idea of being open to a new beginning by offering your heart or accepting someone's offer of love. But it's self-love. Self-love is the first thing. When you step into the idea of loving yourself, you start doing all this. It's kind of like you don't know if it's the chicken or the egg first that made it happen. All you know is that you kind of feel like you're not necessarily forced into finding a different way. There's got to be a better way, as they say, because however I've been experiencing life, it hasn't been everything that I would hope to and dreamed of experiencing, especially in the realm of maybe relationships, money, or work, right? And so you might be thinking, how can I get the type of life I know I deserve or I want? Yeah, how do you reach for the brass ring? How do you align yourself to the vortex, your treasure trove that's in spirit, that's waiting for you to open yourself up to receive it, all the good stuff. And this is what you're doing. You're opening yourself up to, because you put whatever's not that would hold you back from being open and vulnerable to love again. Loving yourself first, you're letting that go. You're letting it die, death, because you're transforming your life to a rebirth, and this is what this is about. You're rebirthing. You're rebirthing yourself into a new song that has everything to do with abundance, prosperity, and the goodness, the good things of life, but making sure that this is kept in, because your shadow is always going to be there. It's just a matter of how much more or how much less your shadow presents itself, how much less time you give it to the wheel on your boat, right? So you keep that at bay. You keep that at bay by being very mindful of how you're using your thoughts, because your thoughts automatically instigates an emotional feeling in you, and it's that emotional feeling on top of the thought itself, because it's energy. It emits out like a ripple, to the universe. And then if it started to match the higher frequency of your vortex, then you're actually opening up the door. You're opening yourself up to receiving all that great stuff in the vortex, which holds everything that you've ever desired, ever want to experience in your life. Nothing bad. You want to get in alignment with the vortex, and you do that by letting go of baggage that you don't need to store in the rafters of your mind anymore. That's you loving yourself. So which is it, the chicken or the egg? Did you start saying, I gotta love myself and I'm gonna do this because I'm starting to love myself? Or is this here, and the way I've been using my mind, has it instigated the desire to have it differently, and that's loving myself now? That it has resulted in me wanting to love myself, to take care of me. And you take care of you by taking care of your mind, the way you think, your perspective on life. Everything that you think, you believe, whatever, if it's for the good of yourself and others, then you're in self-love. But if it's if it's immature, or if it's small-minded, or negative in any kind of way, that we're not sitting in that energy of self-love. We might be sitting in the energy of self-loathing instead. Because the only reason why Scorpio people do what they do that is not pleasant, that's negative, is because they don't see themselves in the light that they need to see themselves, through self-love eyes. They don't see themselves that way. So they only behave from what they know about themselves. And if they don't see themselves as being lovable, or that they can't love themselves, that they have moments of guilt, being ashamed, being regretful or remorseful, or just being plain hateful, they don't love themselves. It's pretty darn plain. And it will be to you too. Okay, so you're starting to love yourself, and we've got the toys here with the Fool. Wow. Taking a leap of faith with a Fool. Yay! And the Ten of Tools is the Ten of Swords. Yes, Ten of Swords. Okay, that's the end of any kind of sabotaging or pain for you. You put an end to it by ending, like the death, right? And putting whatever it is that your mind might have been focused on, the shadowy parts of your life, the past, pardon me, you're putting excuse me, you're taking that out to the wand wood and you're putting it where it belongs. Nowhere near your attic anymore. Camping zone with the Ace of Pleasures. Oh my God, guys, this is the Ace of Pentacles. No, it's not. It's the Ace of no, it's the Ace of Wands. Oh my God. Okay, the Ace of Wands. Yeah. Talk about, I should have read it. It says use fire with caution. Camping zone. Don't be too hot. Yeah, you're going to get really hot. You're going to be ablaze. You're going to be feeling very excited and fired up about your passionate pursuits moving forward, because now you're just magic, Scorpio. You have become a manifester. Now you're going to be creating miracles. You're magic when you're in the right frame of mind. And it's all about this love. Right frame of mind. Being open to loving yourself and being open to receiving love. Good eats, which is the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Yes, the Ten of Pentacles from the Ace of, from the Ace of Wands to the Ten of Pentacles. Whew, he looks kind of like Big Mac and fries. Fast food restaurant. Good eats. Yeah, you are like sitting in really good energy. Now that you have put this stuff, the shadow stuff, behind you. The tropical bar, which is the sun. Oh my God, you can't get any better than that. The sun. Tropical bar, like now you're really ablaze. You're fired up here, but you're truly ablaze here. I mean, you got the Ten of Pentacles. You've got legacy. You've got the extreme in full commitment to your life. Life is committing to you, and that as a result is leading you to endless amount of prosperity and abundance. The Pentacles. And Pentacle is also mind change, right? So it's also metaphoric for having a very prosperous mind, perspective, prosperous way of thinking too, as well. Okay? Because you have a prosperous way of thinking, you are now aligning yourself with your vortex, which is then Ten of Pentacles energy as well, right? All this stuff comes pouring into your life because you're attracting it. The Wheel of Fortune. I'm telling you, it's like this is what I believe. This is what I've experienced, and that's my world. So we got the Wheel of Fortune. You are in the spinning in the Dharma way as opposed to the reverse, the karmic way. Karmic way is about having karmic debt. Challenges, hardships, and obstacles to overcome, and see the lesson in it. And through your pain, paying it off, so that this wheel comes to a grinding halt and then starts spinning in the dharmic way, which is, all good things. You're building up a new foundation of prosperity and abundance, all good things because of love for yourself. Seven of Pleasures, which is the Seven of Wands. Okay, the Seven of Wands. Yeah, this is all about birthday, party decorations, invitations, catering service. Let's celebrate. Yeah, you're celebrating because you have evolved. When the Seven of Wands shows up, it shows that you've evolved because you put some limits on the way you're going to use your mind. You're limiting. Remember, you're allowing your fear, because you're going to have fears at times, right? But when you become fearful, Scorpio, it's like because you're getting into this new mindset, you start catching yourself having these old fearful thoughts, these reactions, and you say, I particularly don't want that. Before, for example, and this really happens, right? Somebody, you get up in the morning and someone does something or says something, or you open up your email and somebody, something's happened that it makes you mad. Just makes you mad, or it makes you really afraid, or just aggravated. And your whole day is like that now. You're feeling aggravated. Things are just not right, especially if you can't do anything about it until a certain particular point in time, or if ever. You're going to let it sour I've done it. Let it sour your whole day. In other words, I've allowed my ego, my fear, to drive my boat for that 24 hours. And maybe by the next morning I might feel better and I'll be a lot less irritable, but possibly still a little bit, but maybe not. But in any case, what you do is that you go, I am in no way wanting to spend the next, let's just say not 24 hours, because you sleep some of that time too. But you might be 9 of Swords, waking up in the middle of the night still thinking about it because you're still pissed off about it, So we might be thinking, I would be thinking, I'm not going to spend another moment that's necessary on being upset about this. I have a choice. I can decide to be upset about this or decide to say, you know what, I'm going to try and do something about it. If I do, I'm going to put out whatever I can put out to try and take care of this so I can turn things around and do everything I can about it. And if it doesn't work out, then I let it go to the universe and I say, hey, I've done everything I can. I don't know what else to do. So please, step in, help me. In fact, I also ask the divine to step in and help me anyways, even while I'm trying to figure things out, to work it on to do something about it for me. But I say, I'm not going to spend an extra minute longer like I used to being upset about this, because I don't wish to feel like that. So I'm going to do what I can do right now, today. Even if I can't do it today, I'm still not going to let it bother me, because I'm going to try and do something tomorrow, because it might be too late to call somebody. It's like past business hour. I'm not going to let it bother me for the rest of the night. I'm just going to put it away like this. I'm going to put it away, and I'm going to manage my thoughts. Be mindful of how I'm feeling for the rest of the night so that I have a pleasant sleep and I wake up in the morning ready to do what I can about it, because it's business hours again. And if I can't do anything about it, if there's nothing that I can do about it, I just say, you know what? It is what it is. And I say, God, I know there's a reason why I'm having this experience right now, and I promise I'm going to be looking at my mind, my beliefs, to see what it is that's actually attracted that into my life. What am I harboring? What I'm not seeing? What's in my subconscious that needs to be looked at? Because if there's a reason it's coming, it's like a knock on the door for me to say, you're ready. This knock on the door says you're ready to let this go too. You've been letting that go, and the other thing go, and you're ready to let this go too now. So we're bringing this to your attention, because it's spirits behind everything. Bringing this to your attention. It's the universe, right? After all, God is the universe. It's bringing it to your attention. If you truly want to be cleaned out, rebirthed, you want to let go of all harbors of beliefs that you were harboring and saying, I don't want to let that one go. I'm going to live with that belief. That belief caused me, took the skin off my hide to be able to hold on to this belief and enforce it. There's no way I'm going to let it go that easily. But it's a belief that's going to cause us nothing but, we're not going to reach the vortex, just put it that way. So we have to let it all go. We don't hold out any area of our life, money, work, education, whatever, relationships, or health. We don't let go. We don't hold off any area of our life, any part of our life, any relationship, anything. Like we got something against our mothers or our mother-in-law, we have to look at that too. You can't hold on to it. You gotta let it go. You gotta put it to death. You gotta take it out to the wan wood. Okay, going forward here. We have temperance. Oh my God. So you got the Wheel of Fortune turning in this way for you, in the dharmic way. And I don't even know if that's a word, but I say dharmic. 7 of Pleasures, you've got some really good, you've implemented some really good rules for yourself. Like my rule is, I say if something happens, I come across something that would make me feel a little like, ugh, I say, you know what? I'm not spending an extra minute longer than I need to. That is, that's a rule that I have, that I enforce in myself. And of course, I wouldn't allow someone else to be around me that is going to be in that kind of energy that I myself worked very hard not to be in, right? So why would I allow others to be in my energy. It doesn't mean I'm going to tell them, you know, you're a bad person, you need to get out of here. You're just going to say, you know what, I'm just going to hang out in my room, or I'm going to go out and get some groceries. They might leave, you know, that kind of thing. So you're just like, you're controlling your environment. And this is healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries. You are implementing, you're erecting healthy boundaries, which is like rules or requirements, or you know, just like you are, this is my boundary about this, and my boundary is that if I'm going to take the time and make the energy, take the effort to not stay in negative energy when something comes across my table that, you know, I could otherwise be upset about it all day, if I'm not going to allow that to happen, you're going to be all, you know, wrapped up in it yourself, and you're going to allow it to make you unhappy for the rest of the day. Well, my boundary is that either you leave, go somewhere else, or I go somewhere else, because I'm not going to be in your energy, and you do it in a kind way, right? So that they understand that your wish is to be happy as opposed to being miserable. Yeah. Egypt, yeah, 9 of pleasures. Which is a 9 of wands. Egypt is the 9 of wands, okay? That's the travel the world energy, land of the gods. Yeah, because you like standing up and saying you're a wounded warrior, but you're in the gods, you know, in the realm of the gods, like a higher thinking, that you're still going to persevere. Persevere, even though it is, you know, it's going to take a lot of, you know, mind activity, brain activity. You got room ventilation with the hangman. Okay, you might be needing to hold back sometimes. Enjoy your life with bicycle. 6 of pleasures. That's the 6 of wands. That's riding into success. Victory and success is the high priestess. Yay, high priestess. High priestess energy. And we're stopping there. That's what we got, Scorpio, for you. You've got so much good stuff going on here. Oh my God, I'm like jealous. Not really, but you know, because that's a shadow energy. But I'm in a good way jealous. Okay, so yeah, we got travel the world. You're going to persevere, is what the 9 of wands is about. It's been knocking you around, and it's going to continue to knock you around until you're really fully rooted, like footed, standing strong in a new foundation of self-love. It's going to continue to knock you around, and until it doesn't. But the hangman is that you're changing your perspective, and that's what's going to be kind of like a war in your own mind, changing your perspective. Like that scenario I talked about, how we try to hold on to something or area of our life or a relationship. We say, oh no, I'm going to see that person, I'm going to look at this relationship the way I have always looked at it, because they're just, you know, they don't deserve my, you know, forgiveness. They don't deserve my being adaptable, you know, and allowing them to be who they need to be. They don't deserve that, you know, that kind of thing. So you are going to be hanging out, sacrificing your at times movement, progress forward, because it's not going to really be progress forward for you, because there's something that you need to have a look at and change your perspective about it. At times, and it's even for me, like I said, there's still things that come up that I know that there's something buried in myself, you know, deep self-conscious, that is trying to be like a neon light to me, that you haven't looked at this, you haven't looked at me, you haven't thought about that, you need to heal me, you need to heal me, you need to heal me, you know, that kind of thing. So this whole practice will lead you to victory and success with the 6 of wands, and you're going to become like this one that's going to be wise, knows the secrets, and doesn't tell anybody. But that's what a wise person does, is you allow people to be what they need to be, who they need to be, without our agenda or our expectations, you know, or our opinions about it. We have to allow them to be that way, because we would expect that they need to allow us to be what we need to be. So whatever we want, we have to offer it to somebody else as well. I hope this was helpful, Scorpio, but you're looking good. You're looking. I'm so happy for you. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.